All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Want to give everyone an update on our weather situation today. And as I talked about this morning, it's going to be an active day today, and we're already starting to see that. So I wanted to start out with this graphic. So this is fairly recent. We have a tornado watch that's been issued until 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 p.m. Let me put that graphic on there. There we go. So it's still 10 p.m. So this watch was issued for the potential for tornadoes that could be pretty strong, especially south of Dallas Fort Worth. Although that doesn't mean that we wouldn't see stronger tornadoes possibly in the Dallas Fort Worth metroplex, but it is something that we definitely could see. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. So again, tornado watch until 10 p.m. Everything in the yellow shading, so that's everything from the Red River all the way down to uh, really San Antonio. So it's a big area that we're gonna have to watch for tornadoes. Now again, could be strong tornadoes, significant wind gusts, 75 miles an hour, and then also could be very large hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater. So hopefully we won't see much of that, but that's what we're starting out with. So let's look at the latest as far as what the radar shows. And this is what we got going on so far. So it's not too bad at the moment. We're seeing these storms develop just to the east, pretty much on the east side of Collin County, Dallas County. We've seen that quite a bit the last couple of hours. They're kind of developing in this instability axis that's kind of hugging the eastern part of the metroplex, and so that's something that we're trying to watch. Nothing severe with those storms, so not really much to worry about. But as you see, when we go over here to the west of Fort Worth, is where we're starting to see these storms develop some rotation. And so we zoom in on this. And so again, you see a tornado warning out this way near Gordon, Mineral Wells, moving northeast for that particular storm. And then also too, we have this storm that's in the uh, what county is that? Out near Bryson and Jacksboro. And let's look at a different view of these storms. So I would see also show that these tornado warning boxes are these storms are moving northeast. So if we put this in motion, what you're going to see is so they're not an immediate threat to the Dallas Fort Worth metroplex, but they could, um, uh, you know, as the time as evening moves on, they could start to impact our area. Not these particular storms necessarily, but as the dry line moves further east toward the metroplex, I think that's where you're going to see these storms really start to pop up. So the $1 million question always is, when would these storms start to impact Dallas Fort Worth? So as you can see, I would think if you're on the west side of the Metroplex, Fort Worth, Denton, areas like that, then you would see some weather probably 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. And then when you get into the areas that are east of there, central Dallas Fort Worth, eastern part of Dallas Fort Worth, you're probably talking about after 7 at this rate. So right now, there's not a whole lot to be concerned about in the immediate Dallas Fort Worth metroplex, but let's stop this here. And let's take a look at this particular storm out near Jacksboro. So I just want to give you an idea of what we would be looking at potentially as these storms get closer. So if we put the velocity on here, you can see there's some rotation right there. Nothing terribly strong, but that's why they issued the tornado warning because there's some rotation in that storm. And then if you go down here near Gordon, and this is southwest of Mineral Wells, you see some broad rotation here. So these that's what these storms are going to do. These storms are going to have rotation in them. Thank you, Misty. I I do care, and it's going to be an active evening, that's for sure. And so, Misty, since you're watching, let's zoom back over your way. Again, Misty, in your neck of the woods, east of Corsicana, just your garden variety thunderstorms, a lot of heavy rain, that's for sure, but nothing to be too concerned about at the moment. But again, in a bigger picture, you're going to have to worry about these storms. And I don't have my cursor working, but you can get an idea. This right here, this is a line we're going to have to worry about. As time goes on, this is going to move this way. As a matter of fact, let me put the radar on here. Let's zoom this back out. Now I can use my cursor on this one. So again, let's zoom out some more. If I get this to zoom out. Oh, well, that's why it's not going to zoom out because I got the wrong tool on there. All right, so let's see. Yeah, that's a better one. Okay, so again, you see these individual cells right here, which are these are the ones you have to watch out for. These are the tornadic storms. These are the storms that can drop a lot of big hail. But as time goes on, you're probably going to see that line fill in. Now, that's good and bad. It's good in the sense that tornadoes typically the big tornadoes don't really form in those big lines. But again, it's something we're going to have to watch. But these individual cells are early on. Well, let's try this. Like this cell here. This is another cell we have to watch. So as time goes on, you can see these tracks on here. You can see that they're moving northeast, really north northeast at this point, but they'll probably generally trend toward the east northeast here as time goes on. So, so we have this window to where we're not going to see a whole lot. Like I said, it's about 3:45 now. We have this window where we're not going to see a whole lot, but as time goes on, as this dry line, this cold front, this whole storm system gets closer, then that's what we're going to have to watch. So if we put this in motion, you can kind of get an idea. You're going to see because right now those storms are mainly going north northeast, like I said. But as time goes on, you're going to see a gradual shifting of that line more toward the northeast, you would say. And so that's something that we definitely want to look out for as time goes on. So again, I think that we're talking about 536 for the western side of Dallas Fort Worth, 7-ish for the central and eastern side, give or take. It all depends on how these storms, behave and move to how quickly they want to move to the east. All right, so let's stop this here and go back to the other product here. And so again, so far, anything in this area is not looking too bad. Over here, and again, same thing, kind of what we've seen in the eastern part of the metroplex today. But like I said, it's these storms out here, because there's another tornado warning for this particular storm, and we put that on there, put that right here. Uh, yeah, let's see. It's a radar confirmed tornado, so it's not on the ground, but that could be at any time. And the same thing here, radar indicated rotation on that storm southwest of Mineral Wells. So if you happen to know anybody that lives in western Parker County, which includes Weatherford, be on the lookout for this storm if it stays together. So if you know someone that lives out in that area, and I know one of my good buddies. Lives out in that area, so hopefully she's watching. Just watch out for that storm, in particular, Shannon. You know who I'm talking about. And then again, as we get further south, these storms will get to become pretty fierce. I think. Don't know. We'll have to worry about those in particular, but it's again it's something we're just going to have to watch. All right, so let's go. All right, so let's see what else we got here that we can show you. So I did want to show you. Let's try this. Let's look at the satellite picture here. And again, so you can see, so this is something that we're watching because you see this clearing sky off to the southwest of us, and so that's you know, um, yeah, that's going to destabilize the atmosphere, and you can kind of see these storms start to blow up here. These are the tornado warning storms right here, but all this clearing right here is going to add to the instability of the atmosphere is going to move up this way. So that's something that we're definitely going to have to watch. Let's look at the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. Again, we got the tornado watch. And I did want to focus just a little bit on giving an idea of the particular parameters that we'd like to talk about. So let's see if I can blow this up a little bit. Get this a little bit bigger. It might be too big, but let's see. Yeah, it might be a little too big. Let's try this. Okay. So I'd like to show this because it kind of this is a categorical um, uh, the categories, the categorical idea of the severe weather in the big picture, marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate risk. But we can break it down into tornadoes, and so the hatched area would be anywhere, which includes Dallas Fort Worth, would include anywhere where a significant tornado might occur. And you see a 10% chance of yellow, 15% chance south and southeast of Dallas Fort Worth. So that's something we definitely want to be watching. And then we put on just damaging wind gusts. Again, most of that is. Let's see if I can shrink this just a little bit more. Most of that is south and east of us. Again, sorry, Misty. And then the hail threat is the significant hail threat is way too much of Texas. It's most all of North Texas and most of the eastern half of Texas could see a significant hail threat, and that's the black hatched area. So that's just something that we're definitely gonna have to keep an eye on. So with that, let's go back to the radar here. So again, nothing too terrible for Dallas Fort Worth proper. Let's zoom in a little bit more here. But you do see severe thunderstorm warning in yellow, the tornado warning in red, and those are moving northeast. So it's something that we'll definitely have to keep an eye on. That is for sure. All right, so just wanted to give everybody a quick update on the new tornado watch that was issued, and then we'll just be watching it between now and I would say for most of North Texas, uh, hopefully by 8, 9 o'clock, things will start to calm down. But between now and then, we're just going to have to watch any storm that pops up. Would definitely have the potential to be severe. So we definitely going to need to be watching that. I'll be watching that, of course. And then again, as time goes on, I think we'll everything will die down. Hopefully after 8 o'clock, and then we'll just be done with this particular episode. All right. So as always, I appreciate you watching. I'm watching the weather, so you don't have to. Hope everyone has a great rest of your afternoon, and we will talk to you soon.